of us have heard many definitions of colleges. And the particular definition that seems to mean the most to me is this. A college, a university, is a place where young minds are exposed to great minds.
The people who taught me gave me what I think a great liberal arts education should give everyone, an undying curiosity about the subjects taught.
This is still the second oldest university in America, where the founders and the early leaders of our nation were educated. And this is still a place where we seek to prepare a new generation to become the leaders of the future.
What William and Mary gave me above all else was a calling to serve, a sense of duty to community and country that this college has sought to instill in each generation of students for more than 300 years.
Tradition is not having educated Thomas Jefferson, but rather encouraging others who would come through these portals to reach the Jeffersonian standards.
Whatever it is that your heart desires for you to pursue, your experience here has sharpened your sword for battle.
You can't tell me I can't do this, you can't tell me I can't do that. Number one, I am not built that way, and number two, I am a graduate of the College of William and Mary.
Continue what you have been doing because you have done it brilliantly.
Beneath thy trees, within thy halls, dear college, we give praise to thee, to pledge ourselves whate'er befalls, to pledge unfailing loyalty. Our hearts are with thee, dear William and Mary, however far we stray. A noble college, hear us now, thy children sing to thee today. Dear college, old in years and fame, and richly old in honors too, time shall not dull the shining name, whose gleam our songs will e'er renew. And as years go by, dear William and Mary, thy fame will never cease. But each new year rejoice to see thy children's grace to thee increase. We honor thee not for our gain, but to make known thy majesty, thy truth and courage that remain, however harsh the fates may be. As through troublous years, dear William and Mary, our country fought, so thou hast fought, and won and lived to hear thy children singing to thee now. O thou art guardian and our guide, renew our courage every hour, and keep thy spirit by our side, to aid us with its watchful power. Throughout all our lives, dear William and Mary, we pledge our loyalty. Dear college, now and evermore, thy children cry, all hail to thee. Beneath thy trees, within thy halls, dear college, we give praise to thee, to pledge ourselves whate'er befalls, to pledge unfailing loyalty. Our hearts are with thee, dear William and Mary, however far we stray. Our noble college, hear us now, thy children sing to thee today. Oh, say,
Please sit. Governor and Mrs. McAuliffe, Drapers, friends, everyone, welcome to Charter Day 2014. We have gathered to celebrate the college's 321st birthday. Let's begin by saluting the disciplines that emerged on our campus in 1779 through dramatic changes to the curriculum spurred by Thomas Jefferson when he was governor of Virginia and a member of our Board of Visitors. These 1779 disciplines were classical studies, law, mathematics, modern languages, philosophy, and physics. These disciplines are still robustly alive and well at William & Mary today. Faculty members representing the original masters in these disciplines, please stand. We can applaud. King William and Queen Mary granted a royal charter to the college on February the 8th, 1693. As is our annual habit, we now revisit the text of the college's seminal document. William & Mary students and a special guest from London will read excerpts from the charter. Then Ariel Cohen, class of 2014, will share her reflections on the charter. And after Ariel, our choir will sing, and I will return.
Of England, Scotland, France, and Ireland, King and Queen, defenders of the faith, etc. To all to whom these our present letters shall come, greetings.
Forasmuch as our well-beloved and faithful subjects, constituting the General Assembly of our colony of Virginia, have had it in their minds and have proposed to themselves, to the end that the Church of Virginia may be furnished with a seminary of ministers of the gospel, and that the youth may be piously educated in good letters and manners, and that the Christian faith may be propagated amongst the Western Indians to the glory of Almighty God.
To make, found, and establish a certain place of universal study or perpetual college of divinity, philosophy, languages, and other good arts and sciences, consisting of 1 president, 6 masters or professors, and 100 scholars, more or less, to be supported and maintained for all time coming.
And forasmuch as our well-beloved and trusty the General Assembly of our colony of Virginia aforesaid has humbly supplicated us by our well-beloved in Christ, James Blair, clerk, their agent duly constituted, that we would be pleased not only to grant our royal license, but also to extend our royal bounty and munificence towards the erection and foundation of the said college, in such way and manner as shall be most expedient.
And being desirous that forever hereafter there should be one such college, or place of universal study, and some certain and undoubted way within the said college, for the rule and government of the same, and of the masters or professors and scholars, and all others inhabiting and residing therein, and that the said college should subsist and remain in all time coming of our special grace.
That they may have power to erect, found, and establish a certain place of universal study, or perpetual college, for divinity, philosophy, languages, and other good arts and sciences, consisting of 1 president, 6 masters or professors, and 100 scholars, more or less.
Graduates and non-graduates, as above said, according to the statutes and orders of the said college, to be made, appointed, and established upon the south side of York River, on the land now in the possession of John Smith, to continue for all times coming.
And further, we will, and for us, our heirs and successors, by these presents, do grant that when the said college shall be so erected, made, founded, and established, it shall be called and denominated forever the College of William & Mary in Virginia.
And in testimony whereof, we have caused these our letters to be made patent, witness ourselves at Westminster, the 8th day of February, in the 4th year of our reign, by writ of the Privy Seal.
It began simply. 100 students, more or less, 6 professors, and a college of good arts and sciences in the state of Virginia. And now look what it's become, this internationally known university of great stature. But more importantly, it's the community we all know and love, and the tradition we have all learned to call home. Our first days at William and Mary, we crossed through the Wren, wide-eyed freshmen, unsure of what lies ahead of us. But the college makes sure we know what lies behind. I mean, not many other institutions advertise their strong colonial heritage over their football programs. But after a week at William and Mary, not only do we know the legend of every 18th century ghost, but we also receive a crash course in centuries of tradition. And it is a tradition that we all take to heart. Because here at William and Mary, our unofficial motto, one tribe, one family, is a bit more than a corny catchphrase. It's a lifestyle. When I first came to the college, I was lucky enough to find my family. This group of about 20 guys and girls, affectionately known as the Barrett fam, has been the backbone of my college experience. As we've grown older, our interests and passions naturally diversified, leading us to additional friend groups and activities. Some of us discovered the unbelievable love in a sorority house, the magic of a campus newspaper, or the camaraderie of a community service organization. You see, at William and Mary, we all can have many families. And like any true family, the Barrett fam sometimes argues and disagrees. The current drama, all about spring break plans. But together, always together. We've cheered at Ren 10s, signed up for classes, coordinated costumes for campus golf, pulled those all-nighters and swam, and then danced at King and Queens. But what's most amazing is there is nothing unique about our experience. Our William and Mary is a part of this 321-year chain. Each year, the college adds new links to this chain with new families and new students that continue the college's traditions every day. And it's more than the tradition of throwing a holly on the Yule log or a crazy midnight run through the sunken garden. Ours is a tradition of community. We endure because of this community, and thank goodness the charter created that. Now, this year the phrase, one tribe, one family, took on a bit of a different meaning when my little sister Allison joined the freshman class. Watching her go through her first year, experiencing many of the same highs and lows as I did, reminded me how lucky I am here at William and Mary, and how lucky we all are. Lucky to grow in this friendly community that picks you up when you fall down, and trust me, you're gonna fall down, but it also picks you up and pushes you past where you thought you could be. Lucky to be in a place where long days at the library are encouraged and then rewarded with some laughs at senior mug night. This May, I will reverse my freshman path through the Wren to graduate, but Allison will carry the tradition onward, and after her, others will do just the same. Like the founders promised in the charter, a perpetual college to be supported and maintained in all time coming. This is a promise that we will not break. As we continue to create and hold on to our families and communities, the tradition of the charter will carry on as we find our home at the college. Because life at William and Mary is about so much more than those stressful lectures or those completely out of the blue pop quizzes. Life here is about the people. Now, you may be thinking of your own families you found here at the college. These relationships are just as valuable as any degree, so hold to them fast. So no matter where you are in the world, whatever stage of life, we can look back to our foundation, our family, our tribe for support. So hark on home, hark upon the gale. That's what it's all about.
William & Mary has over 92,000 living alumni spread across all 50 states and the District of Columbia, 104 other countries, and 6 continents. So far, no alumnus or alumna has yet been unearthed in Antarctica, but we remain hopeful. The Alumni Medallion is the highest honor the William & Mary Alumni Association bestows on a graduate of the college. Honorees are chosen for extraordinarily distinguished service. Let me name one alumna who will be honored at tomorrow's ceremony: Joyce House Shields, class of 1964. The other 2 medallion recipients, Jim Comey, class of 1982, now director of the FBI, and Gary LeClaire, class of 1977, will join us tomorrow. Joyce, please stand. The medallion rites will occur tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the Sadler Center. Everyone is welcome. It's a grand occasion every year. We come now to the 24th Chancellor of the College of William & Mary and our alumnus, class of 1965, the Honorable Robert M. Gates. As we all know, Bob Gates had a brilliant career in public service, culminating in service as the United States Secretary of Defense for first a Republican president and then a Democratic president. He is the only mortal to have served presidents from 2 different political parties in this crucial post. And he has recently surged into the ranks of America's best-selling authors with an absolutely splendid book about his time as Secretary of Defense. It's our great blessing to have him as the college's chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, we're yours.
Thank you, Taylor. It's always nice to return to William & Mary. I should probably say a word about this. I decided that the Chancellor's regalia needed further adornment, and so added an Elizabethan collar. Until I became Secretary of Defense, I had never broken a bone or had a surgery. In February 2008, on a military installation, I slipped on the ice and broke my right arm in 3 places. 10 months later, I tore the bicep tendon in my left arm. At this point, my security detail concluded that Al-Qaeda was no danger to me whatsoever, particularly when compared to the damage I was capable of doing to myself. And unfortunately, tripping on a rug on New Year's Day is only the last chapter in this sordid story. As Taylor just mentioned, I recently published a memoir of my time as Secretary of Defense under President Bush and President Obama. And I must say that my candor in the book has accomplished my long-term goal of fostering bipartisanship and cooperation in Washington. Democrats and Republicans, the White House and the Congress, have come together as one harmonious voice in responding. We pause today to celebrate yet another birthday in the college's long life. I suspect if we had a cake with the requisite number of candles, we would stand a good chance of burning down the Wren building yet again. But seriously, we come together to remember how much William & Mary and its alumni have done, and to ponder how much more we can and must do in the future. William & Mary is a university with alumni of great historical accomplishment, and a university with people accomplishing great things here today. It is truly an institution with great expectations. I'd like to add my congratulations to those being honored at this ceremony and throughout the weekend, particularly Governor McAuliffe and Professor Lutzer. The accolades are well deserved. And now, on with the show.
Since 1756, when Benjamin Franklin was awarded an honorary Master of Arts, the College of William & Mary has recognized lives of powerful accomplishment through the conferral of honorary degrees. We add 2 eminently worthy members to that roster today. I asked Rector Todd Stottlemyre and Chancellor Robert Gates to present the honorary degrees.
David Lutzer, would you please join us? David John Lutzer, yours is a life spent as a venerated teacher and scholar, gifted leader in the academy, and cherished colleague. A Rhodes Scholar, you held several professorships before joining William & Mary as Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences in 1987. As Dean, you led the development and implementation of a new undergraduate curriculum and helped lead efforts on a university-wide strategic plan. Affectionately known as a man of few words but long memos, you earned praise from your colleagues for great concern for the well-being of students and faculty, a commitment to both undergraduate and graduate programs, and a profound appreciation for the balance of humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences at William & Mary. In addition, you pushed for progress in diversifying the faculty, and the percentage of female faculty members nearly doubled, faculty of color doubled, and women in leadership roles tripled. You returned to the faculty full-time in 1995, moving seamlessly back into teaching and research. That same year, you received the Thomas Jefferson Award, William & Mary's highest faculty honor. And you were named an honorary alumnus of the college. Just 4 years removed from your time as dean, your peers elected you in 1999 as president of the Faculty Assembly, reflecting their deep respect for and appreciation of your outstanding leadership. In 2001, you were named Chancellor Professor of Mathematics. The State Council of Higher Education for Virginia presented you with its Outstanding Faculty Award, the Commonwealth's highest faculty honor, in 2006.
David John Lutzer, William & Mary is a stronger university because of your presence. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors and the ancient royal charter of the College of William & Mary in Virginia, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
I'm set free. Okay, yeah. The President says he's set free. Governor McAuliffe, would you please join us? Terrence Richard McAuliffe, your life is one of great success in business and politics. At every stage of your career, you've brought people together and created opportunities. Now, as Virginia's governor, the Commonwealth looks to you for leadership in building a strong foundation for its future. At age 14, you started your first business, McAuliffe Driveway Maintenance. That's right. And began investing the profits, which totaled more than $1 million within 11 years. During your career, you launched 24 successful businesses. Your political career began at age 22 as the National Finance Director for President Jimmy Carter's re-election campaign, during which you wore fake horn-rimmed glasses to mask your youth. President Bill Clinton, who has lauded your energy, enthusiasm, and fundamental belief in the goodness of people, named you as co-chair of his re-election campaign, and you later served as chairman of the Democratic National Committee, which you restored to solid financial footing. And through it all, you and your wife of 25 years, Dorothy, have raised a family of 5 children. As a candidate for Virginia's chief executive, you ran one of the most wide-ranging campaigns in recent memory, including visits to all of Virginia's community colleges and its public universities. The citizens of the Commonwealth of Virginia responded by entrusting you with its highest office.
Terrence Richard McAuliffe, your leadership and dynamism are welcomed by the Commonwealth of Virginia. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors and the ancient royal charter of the College of William & Mary in Virginia, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you.
Governor, please come and regale us.
Thank you. Thank you. I love William & Mary. Students, faculty, distinguished guests, it is quite a privilege to be with you today. I would first like to recognize the First Lady of the Commonwealth, my best friend and wife of 25 years, my wife Dorothy McAuliffe, who is here with us today. This is my first appearance on a college campus as the 72nd Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. It seems fitting that I should start here, where higher education began in America. I want to thank President Reevely for presenting me with his honorary degree, as well as Rector Todd Stottlemyre for giving me the opportunity to celebrate the founding of this incredible institution with you. I would also like to congratulate Professor David Lutzer, a true leader in the field of mathematics, for his recipient of an honorary degree from William & Mary. Give him another round of applause, if you could. And to all of today's recipients, congratulations. As I begin, let me take a moment to recognize your Chancellor, former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates. During his more than 30 years in public service, Chancellor Gates served under both Democrats and Republicans. He rose to the highest ranks of our government, first as the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, and later as our nation's Secretary of Defense. Chancellor Gates, thank you for your service. You are an example of why bipartisanship is important, and you truly embody the excellence that this college instills in its students. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And what a college it is. As the second oldest in the country, the College of William & Mary was established when Virginia was still a colony and America was simply a dream. And during that long history, you have built and, more importantly, sustained a reputation for being one of our nation's most prestigious institutions of higher education. Graduates include U.S. Presidents Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, and John Tyler, who all walked these halls before leading our great nation. With more than 30 governors, 40 members of Congress, 2 speakers of the House, our current FBI director, and 1 Daily Show host, I can understand why William & Mary is called the alma mater of our nation. I would like to say, in fact, that William & Mary has a very strong presence in my own administration. I am proud to say that there are more graduates in my cabinet from this college than any other institution in the United States of America. Including my Chief of Staff, Paul Reagan, who was here, a graduate of 1982. Paul, please stand and be recognized. And the First Lady's Chief of Staff, Lincoln Saunders, class of '06. Lincoln, please stand and be recognized. With tomorrow being the 321st anniversary of King William and Queen Mary issuing a royal charter officially founding the college, I thought it would be fitting to outline what makes this institution so special. It's not just its notable graduates, although the list is very impressive. It's the college's commitment to public service and community engagement that sets it apart from many others. William & Mary is not an institution that rests on its laurels or is satisfied with celebrating only its past. It's a place that constantly grows and constantly renews itself. A recent report by the Aspen Institute and Washington Monthly noted that William & Mary is the country's top university for fostering careers in public service, and it consistently ranks as one of our nation's leading producers of Peace Corps volunteers. In fact, William & Mary students engage in more than 333,000 hours of service work per year, because you understand that by giving back to your community, you become better citizens and better leaders. You also understand that providing access to high-quality education is beneficial to every member of our society. That is why the William and Mary Promise is so important. Launched last April, this new initiative seeks to make the cost of college more predictable, while at the same time ensuring that William and Mary maintains its distinctive public Ivy reputation. By providing tuition guarantees for in-state students, increased affordability for middle-class families, additional slots for Virginia undergraduates, and more resources to maintain excellent faculty, the William and Mary Promise will help ensure that more students have greater access to this unique college. The public-private partnership will serve as a model to universities all over the country. It shows that by working together, we can make high-quality education affordable and costs more predictable for all of Virginia's families. The William and Mary Promise is a testament to the innovative spirit of the college's leadership and your determination to extend the benefits of higher education to all. President Reevely, Rector Stottlemyre, thank you for your leadership in this regard. For Virginia to grow and to realize the full potential for all of its people, excellence must not be confined to our four-year institutions of higher education. We must also insist on excellence at every level of our education process. That is why I have placed such a strong focus on the community colleges. As was mentioned, I'm proud to say I'm the first governor to visit all 23 of our community colleges in the Commonwealth. They are our engines for workforce development. We must also work with state and local governments as well as the private sector and faith communities to increase our access to pre-K education. Research has shown that the brain between birth and 3 years old is developed 80%. If that's the case, let's not be picking winners and losers at birth. Let's not depend on a child's zip code or his parents' financial condition to set them on a path for success. Let us work together over the next 4 years to make sure every child in the Commonwealth of Virginia can have access to a pre-K education. Everyone deserves access to a quality education, and that means studying in schools that place such a strong emphasis on science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and healthcare. It is the only way that Virginia businesses are going to stay globally competitive. And in order to attract the best and the brightest, it is important to keep Virginia open and welcoming to everyone. We want everyone to feel welcome in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and that is why I did what I promised I would do. Within minutes of being sworn in as governor, I signed Executive Order Number 1. There will be no discrimination in the state workforce based upon sexual orientation. We will be open to all in the Commonwealth of Virginia. It is also why I believe that those who have been brought to this country at a young age, who have grown up here, and who have stayed out of trouble, should absolutely have the same opportunities to get a good education as everyone else. And although, unfortunately, legislation is now stalled, I hope that during my 4 years in governorship that I will sign the Virginia Dream Act and open education to every child here. Through all of these efforts of expanding access to pre-K, STEM programs, and community colleges, making Virginia more open to all, and continuing to focus on ensuring that universities like William and Mary are more affordable, entire communities will benefit. Just last week, I was in Martinsville, and I announced that Kilgore Industries, a UK-based supplier of aircraft and engine machine products, after looking all over the country, and it came down to 5 states, decided that they were moving their business here to Virginia and investing $27.3 million in creating 150 new jobs in a depressed part of Virginia because of our workforce. These will create these new jobs in one of the economically most depressed areas of the Commonwealth. I'm asking all of you in this auditorium today to help us. We are a Commonwealth, and while we're successful here, we need to be successful everywhere. Nothing is more important to our ability to create jobs than a smart, well-trained workforce. And increasing access to higher education is critical to that success. And today I'm proud to announce that I've just released the names of my appointments to the Virginia Commission on Higher Education Board appointments. We are only as strong at our colleges and universities. A lot of it depends on our governor's picks of who are going to be on these boards. So I've decided that we're going to have a board make the recommendations to me, and the president of Virginia Tech, Charles Steger, will serve as chair. I am proud to announce that the other members will be Jeff Trammell, the former rector right here at William and Mary, a proud alumnus, Leonard Sandbridge, who is an advisor of the University of Virginia, Eva Hardy, who has served on numerous education boards, and Congressman Bobby Scott's chief of staff, Joni Ivey. They will make their recommendations to me about who will be the best to serve to grow our great educational institutions. Each of these Virginia leaders is committed to serving in excellence in education, and I know that they will play a very important role. Higher education is critical to our future, and we need to view it as an investment, not as an expense. Every dollar that we spend annually on higher education adds more than $17 to the state's GDP and returns more than $1 to the state treasury. We must maintain our momentum in higher education so that our young people and their families can afford it, so that our state economy will benefit from it, and so that we will be a magnet for innovators and entrepreneurs who will invent the future. And that is why I'm so honored to be here with you today, to celebrate the founding of such an incredible institution with students who understand the benefits of both hard work and community engagement, and who believe that our society is better served when we all work together. You are our nation's future leaders, and you have had the privilege of attending one of the most elite universities in our nation. But with that privilege comes increased responsibility. And on this Charter Day, I urge all of you to continue to serve, whether that be a career in public service or volunteering when you have free time. There is no better way to honor this great university than using your talents, your energy, and your enthusiasm to create a stronger, more prosperous community around you. As I conclude my remarks, I offer just one piece of advice that I tell all young folks. Don't let anybody ever tell you what to do. Do what your passion wants you to do. Do what you love to do, and most importantly, take some chances. I did start my first business when I was 14 years old because my folks couldn't afford to send me to college, and I was going to have to help them out. I remember it like it was yesterday. I started sealing driveways. I had a little wagon. I said, I need to go big and do parking lots. I called up my Uncle Billy Byrne. I said, Uncle Billy owned a dairy. I said, I need a big truck to take the tar around. He said, we got an old graveyard of old trucks, Terry. We'll go out to North Syracuse one day. I said, no, Uncle Billy, I'm going today. He said, I'm busy today. I went out, found a bunch of old trucks, fixed them up. And folks, I remember to this day when I turned that key and that engine of this big old truck roared to life. I am 15 years old. I drove that truck home on Interstate 81 past the North Syracuse State Trooper substation. I was hitting the horn. I was waving. I didn't have a driver's license. There were no license plates on that truck, but folks, I was an entrepreneur and I was on my way. I want you to have those same experiences that young Terry McAuliffe had. Take risks, take chances. You're going to fail. I tell my cabinet every day, the only way I'm going to be disappointed in you is if you're not innovating, if you're not taking risks. Push the edge. You're going to fail. You're going to get knocked down. 4 years ago, I ran for governor, and I got crushed. It happens. But you know what, folks? I got out of bed the next day, I dusted myself off, and I went right back to work. And that's the reason I'm standing here today as the 72nd governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Take chances, you're going to get knocked down, get right back up and get right back in that arena. Thank you very much for this great degree.
Governor, keep that truck rolling. Thank you for those powerful, encouraging, nurturing words. The Lord Botetourt Award is given only occasionally, only episodically, when good cause exists to present it. It was established to honor Norman Botetourt, Baron de Berkeley, a colonial governor of Virginia and rector of William and Mary, who contributed richly to the success of the college. The award honors people and institutions who didn't graduate from William and Mary, but who stand among its most stalwart supporters in the grand tradition of Lord Botetourt. The august Drapers' Company of London stands squarely in that tradition, and it's our privilege today to present the Drapers a Botetourt Award. Everyone gaze upon the three resplendent figures in blue and yellow and fur. They are the Master Draper, Admiral the Lloyd, Lord Michael Boyce, the Junior Warden, Thomas Harris, and the Clerk, Colonel Richard Winstanley. William and Mary and the Drapers' Company have something very important in common. Both were established by a royal charter. The Drapers admittedly caged their charter in 1364, while William and Mary had to wait until 1693. The Drapers are celebrating their 650th birthday this year. The Drapers' Company is distinguished on many scores, including its good deeds for educational institutions like William and Mary, and our ties with the Drapers began in the 1940s and continue to grow. Each year, a graduate of William and Mary Law School is chosen to be the Draper Scholar and attends Queen Mary University of London. And each year, a Draper Scholar from the United Kingdom attends William and Mary. The Drapers' Company, along with William and Mary, also offers the Timothy J. Sullivan Scholarship, supporting study in the United Kingdom for one of our undergraduates. Tim Sullivan, William and Mary's 25th president, is one of the few American members of the Drapers livery. Thanks to the Drapers, an exchange program also exists between William and Mary's Institute of Marine Science and Bangor University in North Wales. So as you can see, our ties to the Drapers do run deep, and we are most grateful to them. Lord Boyce, please come and accept the Lord Botetourt Award. Now, Lord Boyce just asked, shall I lift it up? In all brutal reality, Lord Botetourt weighs 50 pounds. There is a lot of Lord Botetourt here. And so I am going to present you, Lord Boyce, with a certificate memorializing our great affection for the Drapers, and we will ship Lord Botetourt to you, perhaps by boat.
Chancellor Gates, President Reevely, Rector Studaya, Gavin McAuliffe, Professor Lutzer, members of the faculty, staff, students, and distinguished guests. May I start by saying what a very special pleasure it is to be representing the Drapers here on Charter Day. I know from the Drapers Master and Clerk, who were here with you on a similar occasion in 2003, what a very special day this is, and it's easy to see why they were so impressed. The Drapers' connection with Virginia goes back to 1609, the early days of plantation and colonization. but our contemporary linkage with the state and with William and Mary really started in the 1950s, triggered at a dinner in Draper's Hall given by the trustees at Colonial Williamsburg in honor of Winston Churchill. And we now continue to enjoy supporting the annual exchange of graduate law students between Queen Mary University London, a university with whom we have very close ties, and yourselves, as you just heard from the President. We also enjoy supporting annually, again you've heard, the class of second year marine science undergraduates from Bangor University School of Ocean Sciences in Wales, who spend a 2-week field trip here at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science. And we particularly also enjoy supporting the Tim Sullivan Scholarship for a student from William and Mary who's studying for a year in a British university. And this year, that student is at St. Andrews, with whom I understand William and Mary have a burgeoning relationship. And our most recent direct interaction was to have the pleasure of William and Mary holding their London alumni event in our Draper's Hall only just last September. So, Mr. President, you'll understand that in the light of the bonds of us being so strong, they can only be strengthened further still by your generous and memorable presentation to us of the Botetourt Award, and I'm deeply honored to accept it on behalf of the Drapers Company. But even without such a prestigious memento of our visit here to Williamsburg and to William and Mary, as I've implied, it is anyway a most enormous privilege and pleasure to be asked to join you for your Charter Day. Well, Mr. President, I said you do us a singular honor in presenting us, the Drapers, with the Botetourt Award. We know, as you said, it's only given to very special friends of William and Mary, and we count ourselves fortunate indeed to be among such company. And by the way, Mr. President, the pleasure is enhanced for me personally in knowing that Baron de Botetourt was a member of the House of Lords, a little bit before my time. But I have enjoyed, though, going back to read Hansard, which is the record of parliamentary proceedings in the UK Parliament, going back to read the Hansards of the mid-1760s, only just last week, to read his contribution to the House of Lords. Mainly, I'm afraid, in debates relating to disturbances in America in consequence of the Stamp Act. Perhaps I shouldn't say that. I also, of course, very much approve of the fact that when Botetourt arrived here in Virginia, he was proclaimed Vice Admiral amongst his other duties. That's very good news indeed. And I also find some resonance as I was looking at his statue today, gazing down Duke of Gloucester Street, that I personally live in Gloucester Street in London. What a happy coincidences. So with all that serendipity, Mr. President, saying thank you seems barely enough. However, we in the Drapers are deeply grateful, and I know this elegant maquette will find a very special pride of place in Drapers Hall for the admiration of our membership and of our visitors. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Lloyd Boyce. It is wonderful to have you and your colleagues with us. Each year on Charter Day, we recognize 2 members of our faculty and 1 student who, in the judgment of their colleagues, have vision and wisdom in the Jeffersonian tradition. We also recognize a student who, in the spirit of James Monroe, has a powerful commitment to good citizenship and service. Vice President for Student Affairs Ginger Ambler, Scott Brewington, class of 2014, and Bailey Rose, graduate student in secondary English education, will assist in the award presentation. Ginger.
The second of 3 United States presidents to graduate from the College of William and Mary, James Monroe lived according to the principle summarized in his first inaugural address: "From a just responsibility, I will never shrink." The Owens Foundation has made possible a student award recognizing service and leadership in the tradition of President Monroe. This year, we honor Laura Godwin. Laura, please join me. Laura, before coming to the college, you participated in several fasts to help raise funds to relieve hunger in the developing world. You served food to the homeless in Richmond, and you spent your summers helping repair the homes of underprivileged and elderly people. At William & Mary, you tutored middle school students in Project Phoenix. You have worked in the project for 3 years and now serve as its tutor coordinator and Saturday program coordinator. You've been a peer advisor and a small group leader for high school girls at Williamsburg Community Chapel and traveled to Nicaragua to work in an orphanage. You have integrated your commitment to service and the exploration of the issues you care deeply about, including poverty, racism, and inequality. One of your staff advisors described you as possessing the ability to leverage the strengths of those around you, pushing them to reach their full potential.
Laura, we are proud to present you with the 2014 James Monroe Prize. Congratulations.
The Thomas Jefferson Prize in Natural Philosophy goes to a William & Mary student of superior academic performance and potential for future achievement, whose work embraces the 18th century idea of natural philosophy. Stephen Cameron, please join me. Stephen, faculty members in the Department of Mathematics describe you as one of the most talented mathematics majors they have ever known, with a deep devotion to mathematics. As a sophomore, you did graduate-level research, published in the Journal of Computational and Applied Mathematics, and won an Outstanding Poster Award for this work. Your research at SUNY Potsdam in the summer of 2013 was followed by an invitation to speak at a special session of the 2014 Joint Mathematics Meeting, rare for an undergraduate. Your honors thesis is at the PhD level, and your professors find it remarkable you have successful research projects in considerably different subfields in mathematics.
Well, Stephen, wow. Stephen, you have met the stringent demands of the Thomas Jefferson Prize in Natural Philosophy. Your alma mater is proud to award it to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Scott.
The Thomas Jefferson Teaching Award was established as a tribute to those teachers who, through encouragement and example, helped to shape the young Jefferson. The award honors younger members of the faculty who have inspired in their students a love of learning. This year, we honor Cheryl Dichter, who has known academic excellence on both sides of the classroom. When she joined William & Mary, we added a jewel to our faculty. In addition to being an outstanding professor, Dr. Dichter has a generous heart and unyielding passion for helping her students. She also co-directs the William & Mary Shore program, which offers workshops for undergraduates who are interested in doing research. It was at one of these meetings that I approached her about doing research and was offered the opportunity to be a research assistant in her lab, which focuses on stereotyping and addiction. She helped me in my scholarly pursuits and in figuring out my plans post-graduation. She genuinely cares about each of her students. It is in my honor to introduce my mentor, Dr. Cheryl Dichter.
This award is a true honor because I was selected from a university and a department that places such a strong emphasis on outstanding teaching, and because part of the selection was determined by letters of support written by my past and current students, like Scott. Although Although research and teaching are often thought of as separate categories, they are closely intertwined in my teaching philosophy. This philosophy has been largely inspired by the teachers that I have had throughout my life. In particular, my undergraduate advisor, Dr. Kristen Claren, showed me how learning about research can be incredibly exciting. I took every course she offered, worked in her lab, and would often run to the library to learn more about a topic we had just learned about. I have sought to instill this enthusiasm for learning and research in my students. And although these days my students don't actually have to go to the library to look up more information on a topic, many of them approach me outside of class and lab meetings to talk more about the material. Through these interactions, the students also teach me a lot based on their unique perceptions and fresh ideas. I'm proud to say that in my 5.5 years at William & Mary, over 80% of my published papers and over 90% of my conference presentations have had a William & Mary student co-author. These statistics mean a lot to me, not only because of how involved students are at every stage of the research process, but also for the fact that these students have made a lasting, tangible impression on the fields of psychology and neuroscience. In my classes and my research lab, my students and I study the cognitive processing of social categories with an emphasis on stereotyping and prejudice. The perceptions and experiences of social groups based on race, gender, sexual orientation, and brain differences are integrated with the courses I teach, as well as with my commitment to serve individuals from underrepresented groups. For example, I teach a seminar on stereotyping and prejudice, as well as a team-taught course on neurodiversity, which focuses on brain differences such as autism. I also co-direct the William & Mary Shore program, which provides research experience to high-achieving scholars from underrepresented groups, some of whom work in my lab and take my courses. Students also come to see my lab, classrooms, and WM Shore workshops as safe spaces where students from different backgrounds can discuss important, often controversial issues. These experiences are important, and although our campus is becoming increasingly diverse, William & Mary should continue to strengthen its commitment to make this campus a more accepting community for everybody. Jackie Robinson said, "Our lives are unimportant, except for the influence we have on others." This is the essence of what this award is about, and it epitomizes one of the strongest values at William & Mary and one we should continue to cultivate. I would like to thank just a few people who have helped me in my career, although the list is of course much longer. I want to thank the psychology department for continually supporting me and for nominating me for this award. I also want to thank my department chair and mentor, Janice Zeman, for her support for this award, but also for her professional guidance. You are a real role model to me and a great friend. She's back there somewhere. Finally, I would like to thank my husband, Jairus, for putting up with all those long hours when I was in the lab with my students rather than home with him. Thank you very much.
Cheryl Dichter, we are delighted to present you with the Thomas Jefferson Teaching Award. Yes, this is yours.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Bailey. Where is Bailey? There is Bailey. Good. It's all yours.
Hello, my name is Bailey Rose, and I am delighted to introduce to you the recipient of this year's Jefferson Award, Dr. Jacqueline McClendon. The Jefferson Award is the most prestigious honor bestowed upon a faculty member who has demonstrated a deep devotion and outstanding service to the college and whose life, character, and influence on the college exemplify the principles of Thomas Jefferson. While I don't know dear old TJ personally, after taking 3 courses and having countless conversations with Professor McClendon, I have a good idea of some qualities that the two share: dedication, innovation, and inspiration. Professor McClendon's influence on campus far surpasses the confines of her classroom, In 1995, she became the college's first associate chair of the English department, and along with 3 other professors, she worked tirelessly to launch the Black Studies program, and then served as its director for 10 years. She has also sparked many other diversity initiatives on campus as well. I will never forget the C- I received as a freshman on my first paper in one of Dr. McClendon's classes. She sweetly looked at me and said, "This is a great paper for high school." But it's not quite on the level we expect in college. And admittedly, my ego was a little bruised. But that day, Professor McClendon set a high standard for who and how a professor should be. She has always remained a constant source of inspiration, encouragement, and support for me as well as many other students and faculty members. Professor McClendon, thank you does not begin to express the gratitude this campus has for your dedication. I hope this award will provide a constant reminder of our respect and appreciation for you.
It's a wonder she still speaks to me. So thank you, Bailey, for that lovely introduction. President Reevely, Provost Halloran, Dean Conley, Governor McAuliffe, distinguished guests, colleagues, family, and friends, I am indeed honored to be this year's recipient of the Thomas Jefferson Award and to be introduced by a brilliant young scholar who it was my privilege to have as a student during her career as an undergraduate. And she ended up getting A's in my class. I have been asked many times since it was known that I was to be the recipient of this award what I feel is my most important contribution to William and Mary. And as I thought it through for this occasion, I began to focus on one aspect of my career here, and that is my involvement in and deep commitment to helping to bring Africana studies to the students, and how important those studies have been to what I have seen in my 21 years here as the great maturity of this university. My contribution was made possible by the collective efforts of the administration, my colleagues, both departmental and college-wide, and I wish I could name them all. I don't have the time to do it. And most importantly, the students. The subjects I teach are often difficult because they inevitably involve difficult discussions. But William and Mary has made it possible to discuss what is difficult in a safe environment where we can teach and students can learn without fear. There have been many variations on the famous words of George Santayana, philosopher and writer, but the one I like best is, "Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it." Support of the kind of teaching I do, and of all of those areas of teaching and learning that are not easy, but are necessary, as well as support for undertakings like the Lemon Project, I see as William and Mary's commitment not to repeat the unspeakable aspects of history. This is not to say it has been an easy task, nor that we don't still have some work to do. But in the words of James Weldon and J. Rosamond Johnson, with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. Thus, my contribution is, in part, my very presence here, and that's not a vain statement. And I ask your indulgence for one last quote. This from Marianne Williamson, who writes in A Return to Love, "As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." Thank you again for this wonderful honor.
Professor McClendon, the William & Mary community is proud to honor you with the 2014 Thomas Jefferson Award. Congratulations. Former Jefferson Award recipients, in honor of your marvelous contributions to the college, please stand and let us salute you. If you've gotten one, stand up. We come to the President's closing remarks. As always, I will deliver them quick like a rabbit. So what do you say to a school on its 321st birthday? Well, it's really hard to know. 321 is not an anniversary milestone like a 300th birthday or even a 325th. It's just another year at William & Mary, one of hundreds now logged by the alma mater of the nation. I suppose we could say, William & Mary, congratulations on successfully completing your 321st rotation around the sun. Or my, William & Mary, you're getting a bit of age on you, aren't you? Your magnificent red brick walks are showing some wear. Or more pleasantly, William & Mary, you look remarkably good for someone your age. How did you bounce back so well from those two wars that totaled your campus, scattered your students and faculty, and almost did you in for good? Or perhaps they're just a tiny handful of institutions in the United States that had got underway in the 1600s and are still going strong. How'd you pull it off, William & Mary? What's the secret? What are the lessons you've learned along the way you might share with other schools that want to live long, productive lives, fledgling schools like Stanford and Duke? Well, William & Mary might reply that for hundreds of years it's been graced with people of compelling ability and character, that it's been blessed with a constellation of humans of indomitable spirit and will to excel, who've had at times to prevail against crushing odds. Or William & Mary might talk about its powerful commitment to serve country, state, and community, and its remarkable capacity to keep delivering on that commitment to serve the greater good, not just in the revolutionary and early national eras, but right this red-hot moment. Or the college that's been a university since its law school was created in 1779 might wax eloquent about how these days it has the brains of a big research university, but the heart of a small liberal arts college, and about its goal of providing the very best undergraduate education in the United States and thus the world, not simply being recognized as one of the three best, along with Dartmouth and Princeton. Or William & Mary could tell us about its powerful commitment to having graduate and professional programs of pervasive excellence. But enough musing on what to say to William & Mary on its 321st birthday and what the college might say in reply. What's clear is that this historic school, this iconic institution, is moving marvelously forward in our time and richly deserves our admiration and affection, indeed our unabashed love. So the time has come to raise our voices collectively, all together, robustly, raucously, in a cheer to the tribe on its 321st birthday. I'll propose the cheer, and then all of us will respond. This works if all of us respond. The cheer, the response is simple: 321, 321, 321. That's 321 repeated 3 times. Now, I don't like to take chances on this cheer, so we practice. Let's everybody, when I raise my arms, say 321. Are we ready? You guys are good. Friends, on the occasion of William and Mary's 321st birthday, let's raise our voices in a cheer to the alma mater of the nation. 321, 321, 321. No birthday is complete without singing happy birthday. This is the third charter day in a row in which we have done it, thus it is now traditional. The kleptomaniacs will do the deed. They are assembling. Are you ready? Yes. All right.
$117,245 days, 117,000 days within here. 117,245 days. How do you measure 321 years? In friendships, in Yule log, in Reedley, in trips to Wawa, in Dock Street, in Red, in finals, in Sun. 117,245 days. How do you measure 321 years? Hark the students' voices swell, stronger,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear William and Mary. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yes, to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, kleptomaniacs. You have kept the birthday song tradition going splendidly. Once again, students, in addition to picking up your Charter Day pins to wear on your graduation robes, please leave your mark for all time coming by signing your names in the 2014 Charter Day scroll. It'll be placed in the university's archives. Pins and scrolls will be near the ticket window on the common side of this hall as you leave. Now let's stand for the alma mater. The alma mater, if you have forgotten the words, seize your program, go to the back of it. The words are there. This song likes to be sung. And once it's over, during the recessional, while the platform party makes good its escape, please stay where you are, everyone, until we have in fact departed. A very happy Charter Day 2014 to us all, and now the alma mater.
Hark the students.